I'm Jen and welcome to my studio. And today we're going to be talking about how to get faster with some of your tap steps. I am a big supporter of tapping slow is harder than tapping fast. But I also know that it can be pretty difficult to increase your speed, especially when you're still learning and you're still like honing the step. And there's a few reasons why, but I will stand on this hill for the rest of my life that tap dancing slow is more difficult than tap dancing fast. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about how to tap dance fast. Just I know I have some students that are gonna be on here going, I thought you said it was harder to tap slow. And I'll be like, it is. It absolutely is. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't learn to tap fast as well. But anyway, I can do a whole video on why it's harder to tap slow. But if you know the reasons, let me know in the comments. But how to tap dance faster. That's what everybody wants to do, right? I have like little students, I have older students, and they're just like, I just want to go fast. I just want to go fast. But when they try to go fast, they're so focused on getting the step right and getting like everything correct that they do something. There's one thing that everyone does that really stops them from going any faster. So if you find yourself having trouble going faster because like your feet just don't move that fast, I'm pretty sure you're doing this one thing, and that is stressing. You can't stress because your muscles react to stress. They get all tensed up, and when your muscles are tensed up, they can't move that fast. It's like, I don't know why robots kind of popped into my head, but like if you see like a robot, obviously they're super like rigid and tense, right? And they can't go that fast. They can only go so fast. Versus like you have a person who has like fluidity in their movement and they can go a lot faster because they're not hindered by a smaller range of motion. When you carry tension in your body, you reduce your range of motion by so much. Because you tensed up all of your muscles, and now instead of being able to just kind of like loosey-goosey move, if my hand is tense, it takes a lot of concentration, it takes a lot of like effort to even move it this way versus I have no tension. The best way I can show you is with my hand because you can't see my feet, they're in my shoes. But when it comes to doing a step like paradiddles or shuffles, especially shuffles, when you have tension in your ankle, in your leg, in your foot, you're really going to hinder yourself from being able to do the movement faster. So let's take a shuffle for example. And all of this is to answer a comment that I got on YouTube that was basically like, oh, please help me with my paradiddles. I'm having trouble getting them faster. Do you have any tutorials on how to do that? And I don't think I did, so here we are. So let's talk about shuffles first, then I'll get to paradiddles. When you have a shuffle, you really want the foot to be loose and carry no tension. The shuffle muscle is gonna actually like come from up here and like a little bit of like the knee, because you really want it driven by the leg, but you want the foot to be loose enough to respond to the movement that you're doing with your leg. Let's say you tense up this foot and it's flexed, like I am tense. Now I'm gonna try to shuffle, right? Of course I do a perfect one on the first one. I'm like trying to show. So I'm flexed, I'm tense. I can't get that back. I can't get that back part of the shuffle because I'm so tense and it's like here. Or like, let's say I point it, right? I can't even do a shuffle if it's pointed. Sort of. It's a lot harder. It's so much harder. Versus if you loosen up your foot and let it respond to the movement, the down-up movement that you're doing with your leg. You're able to let it move so that it can get all the sounds out. So if you have a lot of tension in your foot and you find yourself shuffling like that, I have a lot of adults that like, I'm like trying to like tense up my foot in my shoe. You have a lot of tension in your foot and that's what your shuffles sound like. That's okay. You have the right idea. You have the right movements. All you have to do now is loosen up that ankle and that foot so that it can move because you're stopping it from moving. So we think about tap and we're just like, oh, I want to get this right. immediately we're stressed out because we want to get it right. That stress turns into physical stress, which turns into muscle tension, which stops you from moving, which makes it so that you stress out more because you're not doing it right. So you know what I mean? So loosen up, let your muscles do what they do. Let them have the full range of motion that they need to be able to do all these different shuffles. So paradiddles have the same kind of thing. A paradiddle is 4 things, right? It's a dig, it's a sink, it's a step, and it's a heel. But if we try to do it that defined the whole time, it's not really going to be able to go any faster. You have to be able to loosen up so that it can get smaller, so that it can get faster, but it still responds to the movement that you're doing with the rest of your leg. My leg is kicking out and then stepping under. My foot will respond accordingly, and it has enough tension to flex and then bring it down and then step with just the ball and then drop the heel. I have enough tension to control the movement, but not so much that it's going to stop me from moving. Relax your ankle, relax your foot. My leg is doing a lot of movement. My foot, on the other hand, is responding to that movement and giving it what it needs. It's flexing when it needs to, but not like a hard flex. It's just a little flex. I'm just pulling my toe off the floor. I'm angling it down to let it hit the floor. I'm not hitting the floor. I am angling my foot to let it hit the floor as I pick up my foot from here. Then, as I step it down, I make sure it is angled enough to where my heel is not on the floor yet, and then I transfer my weight to allow my heel to hit the floor. There's so much that you need to let your body do when it comes to tap, instead of force your body to do. So the biggest reason that we can't go faster in pretty much any step is just because we're holding too much tension. We're stressing too much, and we need to relax. I hope my adults are watching. I hope my adult students that I have live are watching this video, because they will concur. Write it in the comments, y'all, if you are watching this video and you are in my adult class. Let the world know that I am being completely truthful right now. In every single class I teach, I yell, y'all need to relax, or something along those lines, at least a couple times. Because as we're going across the floor, I see like you're not quite keeping up with tempo, or struggling to get like the shuffles that we're doing out, or struggling with the flaps. Flaps, another step that a lot of times if you have tension, it's going to stop you from doing it. I go, relax. And like as they're going across the floor, I'm like, all right guys, relax. And I swear that is the word they hear from me more than anything, because that is the biggest hindrance that we're causing ourselves. So flaps is another step that's really a good example of this. If you are doing running flaps and you are tense, that is probably as fast as you can go. I'm trying to tense up my foot so that my leg has to do more work, because my foot is like super, super tense. Now, relax the feet, but let the legs still do what it has to do. Relax the feet, let them react to how it's moving. Don't tense it up. This actually not just like tap students, but when I have ballet students who then decide to try tap, I find that they have the biggest problem relaxing. Because in their classes, ballet, modern, any of those classes, you have to be tense, right? Anytime that your foot leaves the floor, because I teach ballet too, and I tell them, I'm like, hey, when your foot leaves the floor, what do we do? And they're like, we point. I'm like, yes. So they're used to, as soon as the foot leaves the floor, everything is tense from toe to hip, right? I mean, the whole body is tense. Like every muscle has just, in tap, you gotta loosen it. You gotta just chill. So when it comes to bringing your foot off the floor, don't immediately tense up. Let it hang for a second. Let it be loose. Let these do their job and these react to that job. But yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice, is to relax. I hope that this video helps at least one person out there, if not a whole bunch. If I need to do another video where I clarify a little bit more, please let me know. But I just thought I would touch on this because I got that comment and I really, really wanted to be able to help. But also I feel like this is something that a lot of people struggle with. So relax. See if I can remember to put like the words in front of me. Relax. Relax your feet, relax your ankles, just relax your whole body and let it move. Let it do the movements that you need it to do. That's my biggest piece of advice for how to tap dance faster. I do think I have another video on this, but I haven't done it in years. So I'm gonna go watch it after this and see if I say the exact same thing. Relax. I probably do. But yeah, hopefully you found this useful and enjoyable. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button and join the Tap fam. We've got vlogs like this. I have tutorials of all kinds, step tutorials, choreography tutorials, technique exercises, short and long form. Anything that you could need for tap dance is right here on this channel, and the best way you can access it and support it is to subscribe, so please do so. Also, while you're at it, hit that thumbs up, because that helps all tap dance channels out there, because it tells the algorithm, hey, people like tap dance. So subscribe, thumbs up, and as always, thank you for dancing with me.